Okay, so we are looking at polymorphism in this episode. Polymorphism means many forms. It occurs when we have many classes that are related to each other by inheritance. So, like we specified in the previous, lecture, that's inheritance. Yeah. Inheritance letters are inherit attribute and method from another class. Polymorphism uses those methods to perform different tasks. This allows us to, perform a single action in different ways. That's all about polymorphism. One method having different forms in so many or different classes. Now, one thing I want you to understand is, you see, with polymorphism, it can never be without inheritance. So the concept of polymorphism will always come in when there is what? When there is inheritance. Okay, so that's why if you haven't watched our inheritance video, you try as much as possible to go back to the next lecture to watch the inheritance lecture. When you finish, you can come to this one. Okay, so now I want us to go back to the code editor and then continue from where we ended from the first lecture. We have two classes, the animal class and also the dog class. Now we can see that the dog class is having three attributes. That's the breed, the name, and then the age. But the parent is also having two. Now the print info is printing the information about the object. So we know information about the animal is 2. That one is okay. But when it comes to the dog, its information goes beyond 2. I mean the attribute, right? So we will use polymorphism to modify this a bit. Now how can we do this? It's very easy. We only go to the child class, and then let me just put down the syntax for that. Okay, so this is polymorphism in action. Polymorphism. Now we are in the dog class. So what we did was, we public virtual void print info. So this one is just like creating your normal method, but this time around you add the keyword virtual to it. Adding the virtual doesn't mean it's going to work it out or not, but it's necessary for the compiler to actually execute this function without doing extra checks. That goes a long way to actually speed the time of our program, makes it faster, it boosts the performance. So virtual void print info and then your new definition. So this one, it means the print info in the dog class, the version has changed. When you call print info on dog object, it will not give you the default implementation from the parent. This time around, it's going to give you a different one. You can see the name age is here, but then this time around we have breed added to it. Okay, there's actually a way to ignore these two lines and then call the print info on the parent to give us this, but we don't want to dive into something that can be a bit complex to some people. So just understand that over here we are giving a new implementation of the print info method. Please, when creating the polymorphism method, make sure you add the virtual keyword right before the data type, and also the print info, the name here is supposed to be equal to what you have in the parent. This way the compiler can override the parent. Okay, so like that, overriding a parent method in a child class, that is polymorphism. So let me run the program again and see. Now we execute and you can see now, you see now okay, something happened though. Let me just look at what is going on in our program. So this dot breed, do we have get breed? Yes, we have get breed. And okay, let me just call the attribute on it since we are in the class. Okay, all right, I'll look at why it happens. But you can see now on the dog is 3, the breed is added. On the animal only 2. So this is how you can modify some methods in C++ using the concept of polymorphism. It allows you to provide a new implementation of your method. Now I want to go back to another example here. So if you look at what we have here, it's animals and then how they make sound. Okay, the same thing we did up there can also be applied here. Now we have the main animal class, and animal has the method of make sound. We come down to have the derived classes or the child classes. We have the pig class inheriting from the animal, the dog class too as well. And the concept of polymorphism was used here. Okay, it was used here so that instead you can see we have void make sound. That's a new implementation of the same method. So this time around, when the make sound method is called on a pig, it will not give you the general version like this, but it will give you the specific method implementation on the pig. That says what the pig says, we. It means the pig is making sound. That's how we make sound. And this kind of making sound is specific to pigs. Again, the same thing to the dog. When it's called on the dog says, you get it. So polymorphism makes it possible to restructure a function coming from the parent class inside the child classes. That is the usefulness of polymorphism. And know that without inheritance, polymorphism cannot be. Okay, so again, if you've not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know your thoughts, anything you think about the video, if it's okay, if it's bad, if it's helping you. Let me know your comment in the section below, and also try as much as possible to give me a like